The cell membrane is made of a phospholipid bilayer. The phospholipids serve to protect the internal contents of the cell. Phospholipids are amphithetic, meaning that they have both hydrophobic and hydrophilic parts. The head of the phospholipid has the phosphate group. It is hydrophilic, meaning it is attracted to water. The two fatty acid chains create the phospholipid tails, which are hydrophobic, repelling water. Phospholipids combined with certain proteins form the phospholipid bilayer, which manages the passage of molecules and ions into and out of the cell.
The membrane also contains cholesterol. This reduces the permeability of the membrane, helping to regulate membrane fluidity. Aside from the phospholipids and cholesterol, the membrane also contains transmembrane proteins, which means that they span the entire membrane. Integral proteins are proteins that are permanently embedded in the membrane. They have a variety of different functions, including transporting molecules across the membrane. In some cells, they serve as cell receptors. An important integral protein is glycoprotein. Glycoproteins can be found on the surface of this membrane. They help with cell-to-cell recognition and adhesion.
On the other hand, peripheral proteins are temporarily attached by non-covalent interactions. These are only on one side of the membrane. They may attach to integral proteins or penetrate the peripheral regions of the bilayer.
Proteins in the cell membrane have many different functions. Protein junctions are large protein complexes found in plasma membrane. They provide contacts between neighboring cells or between cells in the extracellular matrix. One type of junction is the tight junction, which helps prevent liquid from leaving the cell.
Enzymes are made of amino acids linked together by peptide chains. When they are embedded in the membrane, they can transform molecules into other forms. For example, hydrolase uses water to help break down larger molecules.
An important function of proteins in the cell membrane is transport. Channel proteins in the membrane allow for selective passage of specific molecules from outside the cell. For example, the sodium-potassium pump moves sodium and potassium ions against large concentration gradients, working towards equilibrium.
Proteins play an important role in recognition, which is when two molecules of the plasma membrane of different cells bind to each other, triggering a response. Glycoproteins are what make recognition possible.
Anchorage is an important function for cells. Anchor proteins, a type of integral protein, physically link intracellular structures with extracellular structures. An example of this is G proteins.
Signal transduction is the transmission of molecular signals from a cell's exterior to its interior. This allows cells to communicate with each other and coordinate activities in order to react to their environment.